The middleweight segment for sports motorcycles is rife with great bikes, and the KTM Duke 390 is inarguably one of the most popular bikes today. KTM has decided to keep things fresh with their Star Naked bike. As such, the Duke 390 is entering an all-new generation for the 2024 model year, and not only does it ride on a bigger engine, but it's going to make more power and torque than before. So, let's look at 10 things we love about the 2024 KTM 390 Duke. Despite earlier speculation, the 390 Duke will not switch from its celebrated single-cylinder engine to a twin-cylinder. To begin with, the engine capacity on the upcoming Duke has been increased to 399 cubic capacity from 373 cubic capacity, and its power figures have also seen an incremental rise. Peak power has increased to 44 horsepower, and it would produce around 28 pound-feet of peak torque. This all-new engine is mated to a 6-speed gearbox, while a slipper clutch and quickshifter are also included within the package. It is noteworthy that KTM has not disclosed any acceleration specifics, so you will have to hold off on its 0 to 60 numbers. Moving towards the middle of the entry-level KTM, the new 390 Duke's chassis undergoes major changes with this trim. While the company still utilizes a trellis frame, it is now a die-cast aluminum subframe with a powder-coated finish, comparable to the ones found on the bigger 790 and 890 Dukes. In addition to this, the rear shock is now skewed to the right flank of the bike and is now housed inside a new swing arm, which is also made of aluminum. The catalytic converter and a bigger airbox fit in a lot better because of the space that is created because of this. Overall, we must admit that the redesign makes the bike look even more compact. The refreshed 390 Duke is entirely overhauled from top to bottom in terms of design. Although there are some visual parallels between the older model and this trim, it is obvious that KTM has gone with a more aggressive style. To start with, there are boomerang-shaped DRLs that appear much more aggressive up front, and the LED light is wider than before. The fairings that protrude forward from the fuel tank cover the front forks and look more muscular. For the very first time, launch control will be offered as a standard feature on the new KTM 390 Duke. This is an electronic aid that helps riders find that crucial hole shot from a stationary start. How does this happen? The rider can simply release the clutch while fully opening the throttle, while engine management will efficiently maintain the RPM in the appropriate range for maximal acceleration. This is a standard feature in the larger KTM Dukes, and on this particular Duke, when the system is activated, the engine will be able to peak at 7,000 revolutions per minute with a wide-open throttle. The 390 Duke's brand new trellis frame is supported by 43mm USD forks at the front, which offers adjustable compression and rebound, while the monoshock at the rear comes with preload and rebound controls. On the braking front, a 320mm disc is present at the front and a 240mm disc at the rear, and this setup comes with dual-channel, cornering, and supermoto ABS. These brakes are installed on a pair of 17-inch alloy wheels featuring road-biased Michelin tires. In addition, when you come to the back of the bike, you would notice that the side-mounted exhaust is replaced with the underbody exhaust, being brought back after a 7-year absence. The RC390-inspired simple 5-spoke alloy wheels, revised mirrors, and fenders enhance the overall package even more. Managing the 399 cubic capacity engine's output is the good old throttle-by-wire setup that comes with 3 ride modes: rain, track, and street. Then, there are fancy race-derived electronics also available on the 390, like the aforementioned launch control, cornering ABS, and traction control. Additionally, there is an up and down quick shifter on offer too. The list doesn't end here though, as this bike now has greater rider aids compared to what was formerly offered. Take, for instance, the new instrument cluster, which comes in the form of a 5-inch TFT display with updated graphics. On this setup, features like call and music can be controlled. There is full smartphone connectivity on offer with proper turn-by-turn navigation. We discussed how significant the aluminum trellis frame and the all-new subframe are on this new upgraded 390 Duke. Well, if we look away from the advantages of this change, the more significant effect of it is the weight that the motorcycle has gained because of this. The outgoing KTM 390 Duke weighed 330 pounds, and you might be a little bummed to know that the updated trim weighs 363 pounds, a whole 33 pounds more than its predecessor. But we feel owing to the bump in the power output by the bigger engine, you should still get an impressive power-to-weight ratio, considering that KTM has always known how to balance the Duke well. After all, its fame is built on how lightweight the bike really is. The naked motorcycle category has always been fairly crowded. There are tons of manufacturers producing some great bikes. The Yamaha MT-03 is a celebrated motorcycle, and so is the Kawasaki Z400, and even the tad bit more powerful Honda CB500F. Add the new kid on the block, the upcoming Triumph Speed 400, and you've got a fantastic bundle of entry-level naked bikes to choose from. For instance, the Triumph Speed 400's bore and stroke have been mirrored by the new Duke's engine, but other than that, the two engines are entirely distinct, as proved by their casings. This just goes to show how distinct and overpowering the new KTM 390 Duke is from its nearest competitor, let alone with others. KTM hasn't yet disclosed the official price for the 2024 KTM 390 Duke for the American market at this moment in time, but you can guarantee that the Austrian brand will move quickly to introduce the new naked rocket in the US, given the overwhelming popularity of the outgoing model. For comparison, the 2023 model has an advertised retail price of $5,899. Considering how much new technology and design have been integrated into the updated version, we could anticipate the bike to cost a little bit more than $6,000. Now we know that the 390 Duke was already among the most expensive entry-level naked bikes out there, but whoever batted an eye to date? So, a few $100 for all the upgrades seems like a no-brainer. The KTM 390 Duke essentially ruled the entry to middleweight category with a snappy, fun-loving engine, some great features, and all the essential tech on board. With the new 2024 upgrade, the brand has only bettered what was on offer. We can hardly find any points to complain about other than the increase in its weight, but that should be compensated by the improved power and all the beefier, more aggressive looks that come with it. On paper, it looks like a far better product than its rivals, and we don't see many bikes disrupting its legacy. Maybe Triumph's Mini Speed? Only time will tell.